Today, I will teach you everything you need to know from capture to post-production on how to create immersive spatial audio in VR180 and VR360 video with the latest Adobe Premiere 2019 and the free Facebook 360 Spatial Workstation. We will create first-order Ambisonic for YouTube and the open web, and third-order Ambisonic for Facebook, Oculus Go, and Oculus Quest. You cannot have a good immersive experience without good immersive audio. So if you are ready to level up in VR, join me in this in-depth lesson.
Meanwhile, Hugh and his robot were caught listening to some old, worn-out pop hits with Ambisonic audio.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Hugh here from Creator Up. Spatial audio is an extremely important part of our VR experiences. You should at least know the basic workflow. Here are the current available capturing devices for spatial audio. And in front of me, it is a professional spatial audio capturing devices that also capture 4K 3D 360 video. I will review this very high-end, Ozo-looking spatial recorder in the next tutorial when you know the basics on how to work with spatial audio. Today though, I will walk you through the most basic, affordable setup for capturing VR180 video with spatial audio. Check out the final result first to know what you are going to learn in this lesson. The setup that shot that VR180 video you just watched is right here in front of me. The camera is the Kendall CoolCam, a very affordable VR180 camera that can shoot up to 4K 60 frames per second VR180 video and can record basic stereo audio, perfectly in sync with the video. I would not suggest using the Lenovo Mirage right here until they fix their variable frame rate and off-sync audio issue. On top of the CoolCam is the most affordable spatial audio solution, the Zoom H2N. The most important thing you need to pay attention to of this setup is the position of the H2N right here. The LED display have to face directly to you, not to the camera. See, the back is actually facing the camera right now. And you try to position this thing between the two lenses right here. And that's why this little arm right here. And it should place behind the camera so it's not in the frame. Correctly placing and aligning the H2N will save you hours to align the Ambisonic audio in post-production. If you place it exactly like this, as you're seeing right here, you don't need to align it at all in post. When you film, make sure you clap sync, like so. Just clap. Then Premiere will know how to sync your audio in post. Also, I'm using a lavalier mic to capture my audio, and I will show you why later in Premiere. Any spatial audio project, if there is a people talking, you always laugh them. I will even capture sound effects with lavalier just to have a more spatialized and dramatic effects. So, before I jump into Premiere, I want to go over the general workflow of spatial audio. By the way, I cannot take credit for this workflow. This is actually a combined effort and knowledge from Buddy Joshes from Adobe and Eric Chen from Oculus. There are 5 steps. Export 360 proxy, export project XML, convert project, create a mix in DAW, and finally export the final master. Besides Premiere, there are 3 other software you need for spatial audio. Luckily, they are all free. They are Vodio, Reaper, which is a DAW, You can also use Pro 2 if you are on a Mac, but it's not free for Pro 2. Actually, I should not say Reaper is free as well. Technically, it's not, but somehow they should let you continue using it when you close the warning panel. So, Hugh, your boy again, just saved you some money. So smash that like button and thank me. The last software is Facebook 360 Spatial Workstation. So install all this software and open Premiere. If you don't know how to edit VR180 video with the brand new Premiere 2019, I highly suggest going to check out my other tutorial right here. So, import all the assets, the CoolCam VR180 video side-by-side format, and the spatial audio from the H2N, the lavalier mic audio, and any sound effects as mono tracks. Now, let's discuss a little bit about the advantage of using third-order Ambisonic. Well, technically speaking, Facebook right now are using second-order 8 channels plus 2 stereo head locked audios, in total 10 channel Ambisonic. YouTube use 4 channels, first-order Ambisonic plus 2 stereo head locked tracks. Third-order Ambisonic sound much better when it comes to first, localization of audio point source. Second, smearing of the audio field. Third, more flexibility to manipulate the audio field when required. 4. More spatial clarity and better front and back localization, as well as the perception of height in audio space. In an easier to understand video term, just consider first order Ambisonic as your 720p video and third order Ambisonic as your 1080p video. It's a big difference in sonic quality. Your Zoom H2N, Zoom H3 VR, and the fancy Sennheiser Ambio VR microphone only capture first order Ambisonic. And you need to follow this tutorial, add mono recording, your lavalier mic, and sound effects to truly showcase the power of third order Ambisonic. Before we start it, let's make sure your project setting is correct. Go ahead and right here, go to Preference, right here in Timeline. Make sure in Timeline under Multi-Channel Mono Media is select to Adaptive. Usually it's set to Mono. Go ahead and hit OK. And if you set correctly, you will see that when you drop in spatial audio, like right here, you will see this number 4, meaning that it's a 4-channel Ambisonic audios. Now go ahead and hit the new item icon and create a new sequence. And I would suggest using one of the preset Premiere 2019 give it to you. And I'm go ahead and pick the 4K Ambisonic audio template. Give your sequence a name. Go ahead and hit OK. Now go ahead and grab the video you output from your Kendall CoolCam and drop it into the timeline. And now you can actually conform the sequence setting to the video, so you have the exact same dimension and frame rate according to the video you import. So go ahead and hit this one. Now go ahead and add the Ambisonic audio from the H2N right here into the timeline. As you see, it import as a 4-channel Ambisonic. Go ahead, right click, synchronize with audio, hit OK. There's one more audio track you want to import. It's actually a lavalier mic. When I lav in right here, so go ahead and grab that from my H5N, put it right here. Go ahead and do it again, synchronize. This one is actually a mono track. So go ahead and find the file in the project. Make sure right here, modify audio channel. Make sure this one, you can tell Premiere that it's actually mono, so only use as a mono track. Now follow the same workflow and import your sound effect tracks and start your VR180 edit. So as you see right here, I finished the edit and we have the original audio track from the CoolCam. We have the Ambisonic audio from the H2N. We have some sound effect like right here. I can show you. Disappear! So that's the exploded sound effects with some CG element on top of the video graphic. And also, here is the mono track for the lavalier mic. Again, if you want to learn how to edit VR180 video, please follow this tutorial first If you want to do a quick export, here is how you do it. Go ahead and hit export, media. And right here in the audio, make sure you pick the channel is 4 channel. And if you scroll down, the audio is Ambisonic. Check that, and you go ahead and hit export. But the problem is this export would not sound right because yes, we have an Ambisonic audio track right here, but the lavalier mic and the sound effect is not spatialized. So we actually need to spatialize these 2 tracks and mix them with the Ambisonic audio and the audio track to have a complete mix. So instead of outputting directly the Ambisonic audio, we're gonna only output the video. So go ahead and hit export again, media. This time, as you see, I want to uncheck the export audio. I don't want to export any audio. All I want to do is export video track. Make sure this output is VR side-by-side stereoscopic 180. If you are using the Adobe Premiere 2019, it should look correct. But if you are using the older version of Adobe Premiere, make sure this section is correct. So go ahead and hit export. And now for the second export, we're gonna export a 360 mono video for reference for spatial audio. So go ahead and hit export, media. And this time, I'm gonna use QuickTime, DNxHR. You can use a proxy. Mouse over to source, hit the crop. This is a 4K, so the crop should be 1920. So go ahead and hit enter. As you see, only crop the left eyes. And then go ahead and hit the output. We use scale to fit. So now we're only rendering the left eye, but it's a mono 360 video. Scroll down right here. Make sure that is monoscopic and it's a 360 video. Hit export. Now go back to the sequence. The next thing, we're gonna export our project into a Final Cut Pro XML files. Go ahead and hit save. Now go ahead and open Audio. Go ahead and choose the Convert Project tab. Go ahead and get the source file. To the XML file we just exported from Premiere. Go ahead and open. And the goal here is we are gonna export a Reaper project using this. Now go ahead and hit Convert. Make sure you select the correct sequence. Go ahead and hit OK. Now it's done. Now go ahead and open Reaper. As you see, my Reaper is already used more than 30 days. It actually asked me to pay. But if you wait for a second, you can actually click Still Evaluating and it will allow you to use Reaper with no problem. Now go ahead and find the audio export we just did right here. If you open this folder right here and you see the Reaper project file right here, double click and open it from Reaper. You can make it full screen. Now you see everything exported correctly. To keep everything organized, we should go ahead and rename all the track. If you saw the video, I actually duplicate myself in the 3 different versions. So there's technically 3 different persons. So I name it as a left, center, and right. So I know exactly spatialize how to place them for the mono track. And this one is our Ambisonic audio. And this two is our sound effect track. After rename all the track, let's add 2 more tracks. Track 1, we call it 3D Master. And track 2, we call it Control. Again, you can name it whatever you want, but I highly recommend just follow my naming convention and keep everything organized. Now for the CoolCam audio, we are actually not going to output that because that's just for reference for Premiere. So go ahead and mute that. Turn off Master Send with no routing. For the remaining of mono and Ambisonic track, we're going to send this. Click on routing. Turn off Master Send. And we are going to set the track channels to 16. And send the track to 3D Master. And one thing is very important, make sure your audio track for the source is multi-channel source with 16 channels. Now we're going to repeat the same process to all the track. Now for the master, we also gonna route that into the control track. Make sure it's 16 channel. And we send it to control. Again, right here, multi-channel, pick 16. And now we are ready to add the spatializing plugin. Go ahead in the mono track, go ahead and hit effects. If you just install the Facebook 360 audio workstation, make sure you hit scan. So the effect will actually show up on your effect panel. And if you already did that, it should under the two big ears right here. And then go ahead and add the spatializer plugin right here. Hit OK. Since this is a mono track, let's go ahead and hit the input and choose mix down. And we can close this for now and do the same for all the mono track. For the Ambisonic track, we still pick the same spatializer plugin, but in here in the input, we're gonna pick B format, first order ambix. By the way, if you are using different audio recorder like the professional one on my table I just showed you, they actually generate third order ambix, so you pick the correct format. See it right here, third order ambix. But for the Zoom H2N, we actually only get first order ambix in B format, so pick this one, close it. And in the control track, we go ahead and hit here. And this one, we're gonna add the control plugin right here. Hit OK. In the next tutorial, we'll go in more detail about all the control setting. But for general purpose, all you need to do in the controller plugin is to turn decode biannual off. Then close it. But one last thing I'm gonna do is actually I gotta do some mixing for make sure the audio is not peaking. So go ahead in the master track, go ahead and hit effect. And we go ahead and play the audio. As you see, we are peaking right here. So you might just stop it. It's obviously the sound effect. This track is actually way too loud. So the sound effect 2. Go ahead and drop the audio. Make sure this is not red, not peaking. Let's do it again. So now it's good. It's not going to peak. The last thing I do in the master track, you can add in any VST you have to control your audio. I actually have the isotope mix down plugin, and I usually add a final plugin right here. Any VST plugin inside Premiere is actually will be loaded in Reaper as well. And in Premiere, I usually like to add a general limiter and a EQ on the final audio track to make sure everything sounds great. So this is just basically have a limiter and an EQ to make sure my audio sound amazing. Okay, one thing I figured out I make a mistake is I actually imported effect into the input, but you actually want to add the effect in the effect channel. So, but I go ahead and redo that for you. Let me just open the project right there. So on this one, I will organize and make sure all the effects are actually on the effect channel. And then now go ahead and spatialize the mono track. So here is me and centers. Go click that track and hit the effects. And in here, go ahead and lower video, hit low. And you choose slave. And go ahead and choose the spatialize Q audio right here. Open that. And here you see a warning. So I actually suggest to output that as a DNX HR, but for the time being, because I already ran that into H.264 for the full sequence, I just use that. But follow my previous setting, then output as a DNX HR instead of H.264. But I will go ahead and just hit open right here. And you can actually also kind of see the video like right here in this window. And if you want to see the full video, you can see it from this window. And then you can go ahead and play in Reaper. As you see, it's playing. But you see that really slow playback is because right now I'm running OBS. So, and also running a lot of plugins. So I would not get a real-time playback. But for this mono track, the first mono tracks, I am not moving at all. I'm in the centers. So think about this is your camera that is the subject, and the subject should be around lie within 2 meters away from the camera. Since I'm not moving, audio source should be right here. So that's done. Hit close that. Okay, now to do the same thing for all the mono track. Place the timeline when I show up on the left, hit effects. As you see, if you cannot see this window right here, turn off the grid, turn this off, and make sure it's 100%. Now you see I'm actually right here, so you play the camera around right here. So cover my face, that is the audio source come from. That's done. And then let's do the right. So here is when the third version of me show up right here. So go ahead, hit the effects channel, and you see I'm right here. Again, place the audio source, cover my face right here. Again, if you're not clear see it, if you can't see it correctly, you can always use this to find that I'm right here. So play the audio source while I cover my face. And actually, I'm farther away from the camera. So I push it further, a little bit further away from the camera instead. Now do all the sound effects. Okay, now we place all the audio source on the static assets. But on this track, if I show you the actual video right here, if you play it, you see I'm actually moving from right to left. So in Reaper, in here, you see that it's automation. That's exactly what we're gonna do. We need to actually put in automation to track the sound source while I'm walking. So that's how you do it. So in here, in global, in this window, make sure you pick right. Make sure after that, you pick read back. But now I actually need to write in. So go ahead and hit right. Put the timeline in the very beginning. Go ahead and open Spatial plugin. So let me align the window left and right so you see what is going on. So now go ahead and hit play. Grab the point. As you see, now it's running automation. So while you're playing, you are moving this. You're tracking this. Okay, so you get the idea. So you basically track me with the spatial sound source from here and then create this automation. Make sure when you're done with the write, put global back to read so you're not continue writing your animation. And again, you can also go in here to manually move the animation point to make it more smooth. But that's how you track the subject in video with the spatial source. Now go ahead and pick the input and output on the entire project. Go ahead and select the control track. Go File, Render. And here, pick stem of the selected track, which is the control track. And then go ahead and pick time selection, which is the input and output you want. Go ahead and name your project. Pick the project folder name. And here is the most important part, because in default it's stereo. So you need to pick 16 channel, but in Reaper it's only up to 8 channel. So you need to manually type in 16, like so. And then the output format can be WAV file, and then go ahead and hit render one file. Now go ahead and open the Facebook 360 encoder. Come with the free download from the Facebook workstation. And in here, we gotta render a Facebook 180 video for Facebook delivery. And in here, we're gonna choose B format third order Ambisonic because that is what Facebook supported. Go ahead and load the audio file we just rendered. If you have headlock audio file, you can load it in here. And then in here, the video layout, make sure that is left and right stereoscopic. And then choose the master video file we render without that audio, which is right here. And then you can go ahead and hit encode. And then we're gonna work on YouTube. So go ahead and choose YouTube video with first order Ambisonic. So YouTube and the open web both have first order Ambisonic. You can continue to pick the B format third order Ambisonic from the audio source because that is the 16 channel source you output from Reaper file. But just in here, you do not have the headlock audio. And then again, video format is left and right stereoscopic, and make sure the same video file, and then go ahead and hit encoding. If you are delivering only to Oculus Go with sideloading into Oculus Gallery, you are actually picking the last one, the FB360 Spatial Workstation 8 channels. This will generate an MKV file instead of an MP4 file. The video quality is the same, but the spatial audio quality will get a big improvement because MP4 use AAC audio and MKV use Opus audio. Opus is a far more flexible, doesn't have the limitation of AAC, and is definitely a more future-friendly format. You can read more from the Wikipedia page here. And that's it, and that's how you render spatial audio for Facebook, for YouTube, and for the experimental Oculus Go MKV file. So the last thing I want to touch on before we end this tutorial is the headlock stereo track, because Facebook support it, but most of the time if you render for YouTube, YouTube actually take channel 4 and channel 5 from your spatial audio file and use it as a headlock audio. There is no easy way to do that with the Facebook plugin, so there's a way to cheat that. The way is to actually funnel the headlock audio into the first channel on the Ambisonic. By the way, if you don't know what's headlock audio, so let's say like the music track, the narrative track, the God voice of your video, it should be the same everywhere you look. So that's the headlock audio track. So that track essentially can be mono. So the easy way to just handle that in Reaper is, let's assume that the sound effect, this sound effect track, is all headlock audio. I don't want to spatialize it. So go ahead and pick up routing. And go ahead and send the stereo source into the first channel to the 3D master right here. And then this track will become headlock audio in mono in your 16 channel spatialized audio. So you don't need to worry about the headlock audio here anymore. Thank you for watching this complete guide on spatial audio for VR180 and VR360 production. The next tutorial, we will level up, review, and teach you how to use a more advanced spatial audio capturing device, like this Ozo looking device right here. This thing is very heavy as well. And we will also back to another exciting Premiere tutorial on 360 post-production on how to use the non-dish plugin from the Install 360 Pro 2 right here to build a faster and more effective stereoscopic 360 workflow. So lots of learning and upping your game in professional 360 post-production. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any latest tips and tricks on 360 post-production. Smash that like button and share button to support me on making more free content for you. And I will see you next time in 360. VR Creator Level Up on Creator Up. Wow.